I saw this on my Safari. I wasn't even planning on reacting to anything. I was actually gonna go back and watch some football games so I can bet on Monday night. You know what I mean? So I can make some money. But um, it says, why is Gen Z not having kids? For one, it's hard enough to survive as an individual. Okay, the economy's in the shit. How are niggas supposed to want to have kids? And niggas can't even support themselves. It's hard enough to support themselves. That's why they are having less kids, for one. Secondly, there's more emphasis on one, individuality. Less people are, within families. There's less people getting married, more divorce rates, shit like that. So there's a further emphasis on capitalism and money because it's more of a necessity, and there's less emphasis on family and children and that type of softer, or maybe more idealistic or lifestyle. You gotta think about it, right? For those who do make a decent wage, typically you have to work a lot harder to make that wage. You have to work more hours. You have to work harder. Back in the day, one nigga off a normal job could have two families. Nowadays, two incomes can barely support one family. Let's think about that. That's not hard math. Back in the day, a nigga working a slightly above average job, or like not a like a median job, but around a normal job, could have two families and support them fairly well, and probably have an addiction on the side. You know what I mean? Could be addicted to heroin or some other type of shit and still make shit do. Today, you have people in the household who have two incomes, who are struggling just with those two individuals, two incomes, to do anything, to go on vacation, right? That doesn't even include going on vacation or buying a home at fucking 26 years old. You know what I mean? That doesn't include any of those things, right? So these are the things that we have to consider when we say, why are Gen Z having 20 to 30-year-olds having less children? It's hard enough just to survive financially. Don't even get into the mental and all that. Let's not even touch on that. Like, let's just leave that alone. You know what I mean? Because it's on another conversation.
New numbers from the Pew Research Center reveal fewer Americans under age 25 plan to have children than a decade ago. And it's half of what was in the 1950s. And that number is expected to drop even further by the end of the century.
How are niggas anticipating what's happening? If you're anticipating what's going to happen by the end of the century, right? If you're going strictly off the numbers, right? Because when you go from 1950 to 2025, that's 50 plus, that's 75 years, right? So you're going another 75, right? You're going 50, 20, 25, 100. That's 75, right? You're going 75 and you go another 75. How are you going to go 43 to 20 when that's more than half? But by 2021, it's going to be like, how are you getting these numbers? Unless you have an understanding of what's causing this to happen, which you may, unless you have an idea of what's causing this to happen, how can you say it's only going to be 12%? You have to understand, like, if we anticipate, okay, the economy is going to proceed like this, and the economy has this correlation on how people want to have kids. So because the economy is projected to go like this, people are projected to want to have kids at this rate. That makes sense. So are you projecting the economy to continuously go in the shitter?
It's just one factor contributing to the concerning decline in birth rates. Joining me now with more is Heritage Foundation family policy analyst Emma Waters. Emma, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.
So what's happening here?
Yeah, so across the world, we're seeing a precipitous decline in birth rates. And I think there are a lot of people who want to have a single driver that if we change this one thing, we can fix our birth rates. But in reality, there are a number of things that are driving this decline in birth rates, including the number of women who are actually less interested in having children than ever before. And I think a big part of it is our cultural conversation. We constantly frame motherhood as a loss of our time, our body, our freedom, our sense of self. And so we really shouldn't be surprised that more women are saying, I don't know, maybe I should delay a little bit longer.
And you look at this study is based on women who are younger than 25 years old. But it's not just women who are younger than 25, right? I mean, this is there are declining rates for those who are older than 25 too.
Yes, that's absolutely right. So this is something that's hitting all aspects of our culture. And I think a lot of it is because we have shaped so much of our life around work and education and career success, and we've put family on the back burner. And so one of the cultural changes.
Okay, but we're not identifying the cause of that. The reason there's so much emphasis on work and career, niggas don't like working. Niggas really don't like going to school. But that is a path to create a better life financially, so you do not have to beat your fucking skull in 75 hours a week just to just to have a roommate. Imagine working 75 hours a week to have a fucking roommate. Especially if we talk about New York, right? All you Montana, Nebraska niggas, hey, I'm not disrespecting y'all niggas at all. Y'all niggas pay $250 a month for rent, and I'm probably not even exaggerated in some areas. God bless you, my nigga, literally. I hope this message finds you good. But if you live in New York, this corner right there, that corner right there, that's $1,500. Just for that corner right there. I ain't even gonna hold you. Now don't let this corner have a good view. Your ass is grass, buddy. That's at least $1,800. That's heavy. Shout out to Phantom. So we're not talking about the root. Everybody's focusing on career, and there's a reason behind that. There's a reason for that.
I think we need to see is a shift where we actually put family first, and we ask, how can we structure what career success and the career trajectory of mothers looks like first, and then build in our career and education to complement that. So maybe women won't work full time. About 60% of women say that they would actually prefer to be a homemaker. 63% say that part-time work or no work when they have young kids is ideal. And yet 70% of women are still in the workforce. So I think that there's a lot that needs to be done culturally to provide flexible work options, improve our regulations so that women can work from home or own their own businesses better, and really find ways that we can support women rather than asking women to sacrifice for work.
This is something that the Trump administration has focused on. Here's what the president has had to say.
She don't want to look over at the screen. Like, yo, the screen over that way. I understand that, and I can hear him perfectly fine from the orientation in which I'm facing. Thank you very much.
The Trump accounts, as they call it, pilot program, which will make it possible for countless American children to have a strong start in life at no cost to the American taxpayer. This is a pro-family initiative that will help millions of Americans harness the strength of our...
I don't think the average American taxpayer minds that. I just don't think that niggas want to fund wars. What Tupac said, he said something about funding wars, but niggas don't have money to feed the poor. I don't know exactly what he said. You know what I'm saying? But niggas don't want to fund your wars. Niggas don't want to fund your endeavors. Niggas don't want niggas embezzling money, which we know niggas are doing. We just can't prove it. I can't, not from where I'm sitting. You feel what I'm saying? So we don't mind if we have to pay tax, if it's going to something like that, niggas is cool. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is cool.
Economy to lift up the next generation.
So that's one of the ways that this government is trying to do it. But you see these initiatives all throughout, even Western Europe, where you get a year off after you've given birth, and they're extremely supportive of mothers in the workplace, and their birth rates are falling faster than ours.
Yeah, and that's why we can't just rely on things like paid family leave or universal child care. Instead, I think we need to look at some of the primary drivers and things that families say they want. So first and foremost is housing that young families can actually afford. The prospects of me and my husband in our 20s, even with good jobs to afford a house, is really bleak today, with housing costs skyrocketing 7 times the median income in America. Other things look at addressing driving infertility rates, which is a big part of this discussion. And then on top of that, finding ways that we can benefit married working families in our tax code. So I think what the president has introduced here is a fantastic start in the right direction. But what these policies suggest is we need lots of small changes towards supporting married working families rather than any like one big change to really move the needle here.
And we're seeing these initiatives all over the globe, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Emma Waters, thanks so much for joining us. Very much appreciated.
Thank you.